Hello there, yarn lovers. It's Gary, and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe on this December the 7th, 2025. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I want to welcome you. I set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crochet, as well as I talk about my acquisitions where I purchase yarn and tools of my craft. So if that's of interest, then please stick around. And for those who are returning, I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting me on a new endeavor for me, which is a daily Vlogmas. During the course of December, I'm dropping daily little short clips, and I'm having fun because it's an advent that I'm opening up on a day-to-day basis, and I'm showing you surprises that a good friend Edith has sent me, and that is in the way of her handcrafted mittens, as well as a Zuba ball, which is a self-changing yarn, a self-color changing yarn, and I'm really enjoying it so much. If you haven't seen it, there's a playlist down below and you can take a look. Right now we're up to day 7. I'm doing it day to day. Sometimes I batch record because I can't get to record on certain days. But I do release them on the actual days, which is a nice kind of feature. So you get to get excited as well as I do. So in this video, I also have got some finished works. There will be some admin on a make-along that I'm hosting right now. It's coming to the conclusion. December 15th is the last day. And I also have a new work for us to talk about on the channel, and I'd love to get your opinion on it. I have some acquisitions which involve some books, some patterns, and also another advent, 12-day advent that I purchased. I think I ordered it way back in May. So this has come from Tangled Poets. It is a Canadian-based yarn dye company, and I want to do the first 3 packages because I won't be doing a daily podcast on that. I am going to be batching those reveals into my regular long format podcasts, and I'll just open a batch of them as I go through the leading up towards Christmas here. All right, so let's start with I've got this in my lap, so I'm going to be talking about the mood board mail that I'm hosting. It's coming towards the end of our submission time. You still have a little over a week. Maybe when you see this video, when I edit it all together, it'll be a week left. So December 15th, 2025, it finishes. And if you're working on polishing up your makes and your mood boards and taking wonderful photos of them, please do send them to me before the 15th or on the 15th of December 2025, and I'll include you into a slideshow, as well as you'll be in the drawing for a little make that I have as a gift, and I will show that in this video too. But I finished my work. I also participated. I won't be drawing my name out of my own random picker prize or gift. So this is just me following along as well. Let's start by maybe editing. Gary can put up my mood board here. We were all alchemists. So I chose my element of water, and in particular, the ocean. So you see here, ocean colors, you see animal life, you see plant life. That's where I picked all my color inspiration from. So I then, hopefully Gary can take that down now. I then went and I chose a pattern which inspired the ripples and waves of the ocean. And I had purchased this from a ebook. It was called Fading Shawls, and it's by Stephen West. And in particular, I chose this one because of the ripply type waves in the ribbing, as well as ridges, as well as the border here. So it's kind of a feather and fan, and it's called Slumber Shawl. All patterns, YouTubers that I might mention, tutorials that I've used to help me along the way with any technical difficulty, I'll include down below in the description box. So do go down there if you want to check out some more information or links that will give you what you are looking for. Hopefully, cross fingers. So here is my finished work. Da, 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 da. It has been blocked. I did use 2 fingering weight yarns held together, and it was kind of a lightweight 3 or a DK that it measured. I used slightly smaller needles. It was a 4mm set of chagus that I used. So in the end, it was a little bit smaller than what the recommended needles as well as yarn were for the pattern. Pattern calls for a worsted weight, and you can actually do it in a DK as well, it said, and I asked for a larger set of needles. So it's a little smaller, but I love it. Very drapey. It's been blocked. When it came off the needles, it was like bunchy and it was kind of ripply, and I was worried that it wouldn't actually soak and flatten down with a very wet block, but it did, which was awesome. So yeah, I really like it. So I can't show you it all in here, but what I have is I have a clip that I put together of me just sort of like showcasing it, wearing it as well. I've got this mic on, so I'm cautious about wearing stuff as I am sort of showing it off here on the podcast. And I'll add it in now. I'll be back as well to talk to you about the yarn that I used, and I'll see you back soon. Bye. Okay, so now let's look at the yarn that I used for all of these wonderful like blues and blue greens, and it's sort of like a slightly icy gray in the make. Now all of them again were fingering weight yarns. I started off with this yarn here, which was my call to yarn. Why I wanted to do the project with this yarn here was a heavy variegated yarn, and this was sent to me by a good friend of the channel, Edith, as well. And anything that I might mention or showcase here that were presents or gifts throughout the course of this podcast will be down in the description box below. So that's where I'll pay homage and give my gratitude and appreciation for these wonderful gifts. So this is a yarn that I don't know too much about. The hand dyer is from this company here, which is somewhere in Europe. I don't know whether you can see that. I'll leave it down below in the description box. And it is, someone translated it for me as a Sleeping Beauty yarn. Lots of raw yarn color here, so no dye got to some of it, and then a heavy dose of a teal and almost like a kelpie green. That was my call to action. This is why I wanted to do the ocean in this yarn here. Now I held it together in the start with a yarn that I used up. It was part of a small sample donut of Expression Fiber Arts in an aqua color. So I held that together with the aqua. Then I moved into these 2 gray colors and gray blue colors. One was from Tangled Poets, and it was in the color inspired by a song called Wondering Why, and that band that sing that song is called the Red Clay Strays. And I held it also with this one here, which was a yarn dyer company called Mid Knit Cravings in the colorway High Five. They were wonderfully speckled, so I did get a couple of green specks and a darker inky blue, and that was a nice kind of mix back into the Sleeping Beauty yarn. Then my color C was a combination of a few different things. I did introduce back into the mix the aqua from the Expression Fiber Arts, and I held it together with a yarn from Yarn B, and it's called the Authentic Hand Dyed Collection, and that one was in the colorway called Wabi Sabi, which was a lovely variegated green, more seaweedy. That's it there. And I held together with it some of the aqua from the Expression Fiber Arts little nugget that I got. And my last one, which was D, was a combination of changing out, I ran out of the aqua color, so I added in some of the dark color here, which is a teal. The colorway is called Bayswater, and it's by West Yorkshire Spinners in the Exquisite collection. I have that here somewhere, but here it is here. And right at the end, there's the Exquisite. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. That's it there. A beautiful, beautiful fingering weight yarn. Has a bit of a sheen to it, which I loved. And then right at the end here, when I was doing my I-cord bind off, I just held 2 strands of this together, my darkest color of the bunch. So it kind of related a little bit back to this Sleeping Beauty color. Also in here where you see these ridges with the broken little white bits, that is the Sleeping Beauty yarn being brought back. So I introduced the yarn twice throughout the project, so that it gave it a bit of unity, and all of it was housed in this wonderful project bag here, which I love. It's very time appropriate with the cinnamon sticks, the gingerbread houses, the Christmas tree, the cookie cutters. Very festive for the holiday season. So that was my project, and I'm really happy with it, and it's in the colors that I really love. Now, if you have submitted your works to me, I've reached out to you to say thank you, and I'm going to list the people's names down below in the description box. So if you take a look there and you believe you don't see your name, or you believe that you've sent me an email but I haven't yet responded, please resend it, because with modern technology, perhaps maybe a wrong figure in the, or letter in the website, sorry, not the website, the email address, it might have gone to the wrong place or bounced back for some reason. I'll check my junk box as well, but please do go ahead and resend it to me again. And I am super excited to put together all these wonderful, wonderful makes. Now, it always blows my mind on the types of interpretations that all the creators that submit their stuff read into what they want to put in their mood boards, and how they get their inspiration from their mood boards to pick their patterns and then also their colors. So, so far we've gotten a multitude of different elements. Some have mixed their elements together in a wonderful way, and some have just concentrated on the one element, which is what I've kind of done too with my water element. Yeah, so we have a week left to go on that, and this will be the last call for submitting those works. Last week, I was thinking December the 15th is going to come around really quickly, and I haven't made my special gift. So in the seasons past, when we've done the mood board, Mel, I've hosted and I've randomly picked a person to win a gift. They've been from a particular designer. I've crocheted an amigurumi. The designer that I had picked was Herville, and the pattern was Albert the Bear. So each season there's been Albert the Bear. This season, as of last week, I had thought I better get on this. So I chose colors that were inspired by Halloween, because Halloween falls in autumn, which is the season that we're on right now. So here is Albert the Bear. Da, 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 da. Isn't he cute? So he is in all of the festive Halloween colors. I'm seeing here like a navy, there's a orange and red, black and gray. and he has these really bright green eyes. So he will be the winning prize for the person who's drawn at random, who has entered in for the fall make along. So yeah, really interested in showcasing the slideshow. Now, a little bit about this pattern here. I used a 3.5mm crochet hook, and then later down the way, I went down to a 3mm crochet hook, because what happened when I was making him up, he's made from cotton acrylic, and there is one black here that I used. I had a little bit of it, and that is in a wool. So hopefully, if you do have an adverse effect with wool, please let me know. You can always gift him on to someone who would appreciate him as well. So I was using my crochet hook, probably got to about this part here during lunch in my work break, and I was right here in this gray section. You're working up from the toes upwards, and look what happened to my prim hook. It snapped. So this was my 3.5mm, and then I had to go to I had a 3mm from another crochet kit that I had received and was making a dragon from last week. So his arms were, the top of his head and his arms were done in a different crochet hook size, but I think he looks like unified. I absolutely love him. So these two were the finished items from last week, and I'm really super happy with the results. And this bear too, because of the colors. Yeah, I kind of want to keep him, but I know he needs to go to a new owner. So next I'm going to talk about a project that I have put together, yarn and a pattern, and it's got a bit of a backstory to it. So let's turn the clock back about 2 years ago. I was really inspired by a pattern that I saw on Ravelry, and I knew and read the backstory that it wasn't in publication anymore. So I couldn't find where this pattern would be. So I kind of like crafted something that would look very similar in my sketchbook. It had the style of a jean jacket, and this is it here. It is from Martin's Story, and it's called the Tolok jacket. People in the Ravelry, when they were on the feed talking about this, were saying that it's no longer in circulation, so I can't find where it is. So when 2 years ago I did the sample in this jean jacket, it turned out to be a bit too small for me. So, and I didn't add in all the details that Martin's Story has here, like these false pockets, and there was a different sleeve kind of insert here, like it's like an instep sleeve. I love this, and I wish that I could find the actual pattern for it. What was mentioned in the little notes and the conversation that was going on in Ravelry was that there is one which I believe is a free pattern. So I printed it out, and it's similar. It's called Tilbury, and it's also by Martin's Story, but it looks different. There is the seed stitch all the way through the panels, whereas clearly I can see that in the original here, which is the Tulloch, a different pattern name from the same designer, there's stockinette and then some seed stitching in various parts. But the instep sleeve is not that apparent in this, and it does look different. I think I'm going to try and wing it again and pull some of those elements that I saw from the very first jean jacket Martin's Story had, and try and incorporate those elements back into the design. So I've picked a yarn. I absolutely love this yarn, and I did a swatch, and I'd like to get your opinion on what you think, what your thoughts are after I tell you the story of this. So here we go. It's called Oceana, and it's from Knit Picks and We Crochet. I like the story of this yarn because it's very eco-friendly. The fibers are, part of the fibers have been from cleaning up the oceans of plastics and making them into this yarn here. It is a fuzzy yarn, so there are other components into it, other fibers, and it's alpaca. So the name that they're giving this yarn for cleaning up the oceans, I think it's called sequel, as in CEA, quill yarn. So I guess that's their economic, not economic, what is it? Environmentally kind of conscious yarn. And I really like it. It is either a mesh constructed yarn where the fibers are blown in, maybe that mesh is that recycled plastic, and or it could be a chain net. I'm not too sure, but it's very light, and even though it's worsted, it compresses down. So it's not a very plump yarn. It's more of a hollow yarn that doesn't really hold its structure too nicely. It's like a very fluffy yarn. So my dilemma is the jean jacket style pattern with this yarn might not give me a thick enough and robust enough fabric. So I'm going to hold it together, and I have done a little sample. Or I could hold one strand of this and one strand of another yarn that has more of the robustness. And this is the universal yarn here in another purple color. So going back to Oceana, the collection, this color is called Octopi. And this one here from Universal Yarn, it's a Superwash Merino, DK weight yarn. And we are looking at, what color are you? You might be just a number actually. No, it's called Mulberry. And the color number is 845 or 846. I can't tell because it's kind of smudged. But yeah, so hold those two together. What are your thoughts up front? It'll be a kind of more robust because of this being a bit more of a traditional plied yarn where it has a bit more structure. So what I've done is I've made up a swatch here holding the Octopi color or the Knit Picks Oceana yarn with two strands. And this does seem to be a little bit more robust held to. I'm getting the extra fuzz as well. And I did a cable so I could see whether you could see the cable in it. And I think you can. And the seed stitch edge. So those are the basic elements of the jacket. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear that. Now, I'm yet to wash and block this, but all of my ingredients are on here on needle size that I used, 5.5 millimeters, and I'm going to wash it, but right now it measures 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and I'm getting 16 stitches per 4-inch count, like that's my swatch measurement, and 24 rows in 4 inches. So yeah, okay, it's very wonderfully soft. Yeah, I would give this yarn probably out of 5, 5 being the softest in my scale. I'm probably going to give this one a 3.5 because it's a very fluffy, soft yarn. Yeah. Now for the acquisitions. And I'm super excited for this. This is the 12-day advent that I purchased back in May. It arrived December the 2nd, December the 3rd, which was last week. And it's been sitting here. It arrived in, I'm going to hide my address. It arrived in this wonderful box. As you can tell, I have opened it. And I haven't opened up the presents yet. But let's take a look at inside how it came to me. From Tangled Poets. I don't know whether there's a theme to it. It looks to me kind of the Grove or something, like a secret fantasy of animals that sort of lead the way to mystery, or in the evening, like this owl bearing light. I really like the story of that illustration. So, oh, okay. I opened up the wrapper, and you can see here there's also a project bag. It's a canvas bag with the same image that you see on the cardboard inside cardboard lid. Very heavy duty. I love that. I'm seeing patterns here on top. I'll put that to the side here. And these are some of the patterns. I'm getting it looks knitted, and it has feather and fan, lace eyelets. And this looks to be a pattern that's been designed by Heather Breedner. She's from the Dyed Advent. So she runs Aberdeen Wools, which is the company that I purchased the Advent from. That's it there. A knitted shawl. We have charts, and we have the written out form. There are some socks here. I won't go through each of the designers, but there's another pair of socks. It's been printed on this wonderful heavy duty paper, which is nice. Crocodile socks. This one's called Smocked Socks. I haven't really gotten into my sock making yet. I believe I've only ever done afterthought heels and toes on 2 pairs of socks that I made. And this one here is called the Seeds Socks. Maybe my sock year might be next year, 2026. All right, so now that that has been revealed, let's take a look at what's in here. I'm seeing little packages here that are 12. I believe there are 12 with one bigger skein, which is on the last day. Because we are on December the 7th, I'm going to open up 4 of these, and we can see what kind of color, whether there's some type of theme in the color, whether there's going to be a fade, whether there's some other play in the mini hanks. But I'm seeing here a gift. Let's open that up as well. And I see another gift as well, which is in a different bag, which I'll open the next time I do the installment of the future unravels or unopenings. Here we go. It looks like a candle. It's sandalwood, essential oil, and 100% soy wax made in Canada. It's a candle in a jar. Oh, it smells really good. It smells very, very nice. Sandalwood is one of my favorite scents. I'll put that over there. Now I'll just look for day 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's open them up. When I come to the next, I guess, openings in the next podcast, a week from now or thereabouts, I will have a board and I'll have them all pinned up together. I'm a little bit unorganized with this. I see 12 there. Okay, let's go here. 10. Okay, try again. 1. Really nicely packaged in these envelopes. Okay, what do we think? Ooh, look at that. It's like a purpley inky color. I love that. Now, I get a sense that this is a 20-gram mini, which is it's a nice sized mini. Most of them are around 20 grams, either 10 to 20. Occasionally, I've seen Advents which can be up to full hanks, like 100 grams, but that's a nice healthy chunk of yarn there, and it's fingering weight. I believe the base is 75% merino superwash wool and 25% nylon, and it's a lovely ply too. Oh, its softness Yeah, it sits there right in the middle. I think it's out of 5, probably a 3 out of 5. And I love the variegation in that. Look at the tone, not variegation, it's tonal, Gary, tonal. So we have purple for the first color. Now color 2, does that say 2? Yes, it does. Okay, here we go. Open up this one. And the sun's just come out now. It's really nice. Oh, it's purple again, but it looks to be a little lighter. Perhaps we're in a fade right now because I'm seeing lighter bits of purple in there and like inky, sort of almost like there's some speckling, light speckling in this one. So we've got day 1 and day 2. Day 3 is this one. Make sure it's 3. Yep, day 3. We're purple again. Look at that. And more, this is bordering more on a denim blue color now. So we're sort of leaving the round purple, or there's this magenta color too that's coming and being introduced to it. So I would say 4 is either going to go into the inky blues or it will go into more of the raspberries. So let's take a look at 4. Ah, awesome. Number 4 is this one here. Oh, it looks like it's going into the raspberries. Yep. So we're looking more now at the purpley raspberry color, and there's still remnants of that more inky blue splotches going on there too. So that's all that I'm going to be opening up today, because you probably will be seeing this December the 8th, which is, this is what I'm thinking, doing one every other day, but batching them in these podcasts. So there we have it. We have 1 here, this one, 2, 3, and 4. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I will have these on a board for the next episode that I have the reveal of the next couple of days. So I'll put that down, and really enjoying that. There's another gift. There's another gift in there as well. That's that sun. It's so bright. Holy. I'm just going to close the blind a little bit here. Okay, that's a bit better, right? You can see this really strong shard of light here on the shawl behind me. So it might come in and out because of the Venetian blinds letting some of the light coming in, but it's better than what it was. The next bit that I'm going to be talking about is acquisitions. I did purchase some pattern books. One was inspired because next year when we have the mood board mals, I think seasonally I'm going to switch it up and make a different gift. And I love Albert the Bear. I love crocheting him. He's a great stash buster or using up those leftover yarns. So I'll continue making him. But I did purchase a new book because maybe my gifts should be exploring different styles of animals or patterns, other techniques. I'm seeing here that this one is using some felt, doing some pattern work on clothing or additives like the scarf here, and I really like it. This is the book called Peter Panda and Pals. It's by, I'm going to get this wrong, Femke Wendell Vogel, Vindy Vogel. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but I love, there are, I think, 6 or 7 in here I want to make straight away. So you might be seeing a few of these coming up next year for gifts. There's nothing that I can show you in here that does not have a pattern beside it. So maybe there's a page here I can show you. Oh yes, there is here. No patterns are given, but this is Bertha chicken. Look how cute that is. I love that. Very skinny, skinny legs. I'd like to make this one Zoe Zebracorn. And I think my favorite one might be the polar bear. Oh, again, a bear. Here we go. This is Iggy Polar Bear. So cute. There's another one in here too that I really like. Where are you? I think it's definitely the panda I really like, but there is the I can't find it right now. It's the here, this one. It's Jules Reindeer. I just want to do this sweater. I want to do the sweater so bad. So those are some of the patterns in here. The second purchase that I got was a Granny Square blanket pattern book. It's called Patchwork Granny Square Blankets, and it's by Anita Gibney. Now, I featured this in one of the reveals for the Zuba balls that I've been doing in my daily shorts, and I'm adding this to my wish makes using up that Advent, and I really like all of the possibilities with these two-tone grannies. Sometimes it's three tones, and it tells you how to do two-tone grannies or variations of that in squares, and you put the squares together to give wonderful quilt-like designs. Now, you see back here, I've put up in the side here, that is my postcard from Sweden crocheted version of a quilt pattern, and it was something that was a bright idea from a crochet design group called Button Ship, and I'll include the pattern down below in the description box. I really enjoyed crocheting that. It was about 3 years ago, and because you can't see it, maybe Editing Gary can find something to put in here that shows it in its full entirety, and I've got it draped over our spare bed. That's what inspired me to purchase this book, because the possibilities of making different pinwheels, different formations of the two-tone grannies are endless. So I'm going to show you where it shows all of the styles of the two-tone grannies and what they can do. So we have these more mosaic style stars. We have triangles that are directional. We have pinwheels. Just amazing. So I am thinking this might be a good candidate after 25 days of collecting patterns, which you've helped me to collect. I am going to review them for that 25-day Advent that I'm opening up, sent to me by Edith. Excuse me. The next thing that I want to show is some happy mail. So I got a surprise in my mailbox on Friday. Either it was Friday or yesterday, because I did go and check my mailbox. I don't check it every day, but a card came for me. And I won't show you the other side because it's got the addresses. It comes from Linda, and it's a holiday card. Now, Linda has said that I can read this on the video here. So I'll just show the card first. A merry little wish. There we go. It's a pop-up. You just pop it up like that. There we go. Make sure that it stays up. And you press this button, and it's like, oh, make sure that it stays there. It's the Peanut characters, Snoopy and Peanuts. And I press here.
Suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
That's so cool. It's the whole scene, like the gang on the stage, but then we have the director in the back and some other backstage members here. So it's the full 3D effect of a pop-up using all the sides. That's wonderful. I love that. All right. I rarely do this. I rarely do read out what people have written in their cards, but let's do it because this is the wish from Linda. It says here, Dear Gary and Chad, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. I am very happy that I found your channel. You amaze me with your talent. That's so nice. Thank you. Creativity with the mood board Mel and giving me a chance to showcase our projects. I also love how you interact with us. Not many content creators do this. Hope to continue following you for many years to come. Your friend from the Jersey Shore, Linda. P.S. You may read this online. Don't forget to push the button, press here, button, card on the card. So yeah, that's what I did with this one. Thank you so much, Linda, for the wonderful notes. And I'm going to put that up here with the other cards that I have received, with this one going on to the mantle as well, because that's where we have our Christmas cards. Thank you so much. With that, that catches you up with everything that I needed to showcase and talk about. We had a beautiful beam of sun coming in right at the end there, and I'm going to get out and enjoy some of the sun, walk my Pixel, which is my dog, and spend some time with Chad, who is stirring around downstairs. I can hear him. We need to go and get some lunch, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.